Go ahead and get started with this. All right. First Descendant Hotfix 1.1.3. Greetings, Descendants. We're here to give you the details about the patches for First Descendant Hotfix 1.1.3. Applied maintenance free on Thursday, 9/26. So it's actually did at midnight today on Eastern. Cool. You can now start public operations in the invasions. The number of monsters increases depending on the number of participants. Order of Truth interacting with a drone now makes the other drones despawn. Fortress Fallen Arc Void Fragment has been changed, expanding to terrain. Very cool. So right here, I think this is the Void Fragment where is basically the bunny cave. They apparently expanded it right here. So this was before, now that's after. Pretty cool. Additional snipers have been placed for a second round. Traps in certain dungeons have been modified or deleted. So the Unknown Laboratory, Observatory, Biolabs, and Haven. The amount of HP orbs and ammo drops by scout monsters roaming the field has increased. Very good, very good. But this is important for me. I am looking forward to trying this out with people. My big question is, if I complete all 4 of the invasions, can I still run it with people? So that is my big question, but we will have to test that out. So for Descendants, Eugen's hyperactive healing ground skill now heals HP after granting purification rather than before. Improves certain skills of Freyna, Kyle, and SMO. Okay, so now this is a breakdown. I'm not going to go too much into detail, but you can definitely check these in the patch notes. So her first ability, Room Zero Trauma, fixed an issue with the Room Zero Trauma, was set as poison, makes it impossible to deal damage to Toxic Colossus. So now if you're a Freyna main, you can do damage to Swampy, Devour, and this upcoming boss coming out. So pretty cool. Effects of contagion links have been changed as follows. Killing an enemy flicks with Room Zero Trauma has changed chances to spawn a toxic puddle. Very cool. In place where the enemies were killed, enemies receive damage again inflicted with Room Zero Trauma upon contact with toxic puddles. So they just go into details. I don't want to read all of this, but basically Freyna is getting a change to her stuff to make her more viable, which I am definitely down for. Me personally, I've not done a fully built Freyna yet, but with the small time I had with her, she's really fun. So I'm glad that she's getting some love. Kyle is also getting some love as well. So decrease the shield recovery, and in exchange, the cooldown's been decreased. So shield recovery is a little bit slower now, but the cooldown for it is reduced, which is nice. Recovery certain amount of magic force upon activation if no enemies are hit by the effect. Meanwhile, you can recover more magnetic force. So for you Kyle mains out there, he's got a rework, but it looks like for the better and all that. And it looks like that's just been readjustment and stuff. So pretty cool. And then for you SMO mains out there as well, looks like he's been fixed up as well. So the explosive that spawns upon using the cluster bomb skill now explodes earlier than before. The number of damage explosives have been increased. So there's more boom booms now. That's pretty cool. Nice. Okay, so yeah, it's just more quality of life changes, making them more up to snuff with everyone else, which I am definitely down for. Cool. Weapons and modules. 2 new modules have been added. So that is happening today. So we had the Biosynth Shield. It reduces HP recovery from HP orbs by a certain amount, but instead heals the shields by the same amount. So these here, they did in the preview on the Twitter post, is that these are going to be shield focused mods. So mainly trying to get Kyle into as well. So definitely check those out. Last Stand, when using a skill to attack an enemy, Kyle consumes all your shields to deal additional damage equivalent to a certain percentage of the total damage. The additional damage has a base value, and the value increases based on the amount of shields consumed. After activation, recover shields by a certain percentage of max shields every second for a certain period of time. It has a cooldown. So Last Stand, very good for Kyle, I would say, because he is a shield-based character. So if you just max shields as much as possible, Last Stand is going to be definitely helpful for you right here. Very cool. UI UX changes. Now you can check recommended stats for intercept battles. Recommended stats includes weapon DPS, max HP, max shields, defense, and resistance per attribute. That is going to be very nice. I'll have to definitely check that out because you can actually see if your damage is up to par. That is pretty cool. I love it. Ultimate weapon no longer be filtered as junk regardless if exclude from junk settings. Apparently that's been an issue for people. The people are getting their ultimate weapons dismantled, which is unfortunate, but the devs are looking into making sure you don't dismantle your ultimate weapons. In order to dismantle an ultimate weapon, which personally I don't understand why you want to, you need to manually designate it as a junk item. Max capacity up modules now display capacity with a plus sign in the module UI. Tracked items and research will no longer be untracked when research is complete. In no resurrection zones of infiltrated operation, the system message will tell you that you cannot abandon rescue during the down but not out state. You can now set whether to run or sprint by default for movement in game options. That's going to be very helpful. The range of possible values of controller dead zones. You can now set controller vibration intensity. Terrain damage in every field now reduces shields first. Ooh, okay. Customize spawn settings to remove this in the skins in the menu. Storage objects under the workbench in Albion has been moved to nearbox mailbox. Okay. Yeah, so for those who did not know, there was a storage box right here. So right here, if you were working on upgrading your weapons or changing them, you have to run over here for your storage box. But now, where your mailbox and storage box are together. Pretty nice. Optimization for you console players. Slight improvements to the game's CPU performance, which is great. Frame generation improvements and changes. Fix an issue where enabling AMD frame generation often causes frame drops. You can now enable AMD frame generation for PS4 Pro and Xbox One X. So for those on those consoles, go ahead and enable frame generation. You're good to go there. Remove a restriction where the option could not only be enabled on 120 Hz displays on consoles. You can now choose frame generation regardless of upscaling you're using on PC. However, NVIDIA frame generation can only be enabled on GeForce 4080 series or above. Yep, move the storage box near research next to, yep. And this is just showing the picture that you can have AMD frame generation, or if you have an NVIDIA card, you can do frame generation right there. Miscellaneous. Now you can view despawn animations for each Descendant in customization. Add features to rewatch cinematics. Now this was fun. You can use this feature by interacting with the arcade trace in Albion, the camp of a battlefield where the cinematic took place, in the starting point of the infiltration operations. And these are showing the locations of where you can find them. It has a little symbol of a head with a little cogwheel on the side. If you're looking on the map, we'll show you when we get into game. But it's actually quite fun because I jumped in and I had Haley in some of the intro cutscenes. It's quite fun. The infiltration operation cinematics can be viewed again by starting the private operation. So there you go. So here's a director's comment to this. Since the cinematics provide high quality lighting compared to the usual gameplay environment, they're perfectly suited for players to examine their customization. Since players who finish the story cannot see the ultimate Descendants they farmed or their customized Descendants in cinematics, we've added a feature to rewatch them. Now you've rewatched cinematics after finishing the story with Haley. You acquired the ultimate Descendants you've worked on to get a more vivid look at your Descendants customized with the various skins, paints, and high quality cinematics. So that was fun. I was actually talking about that. I think it was the second week when First Descendant came out. I was like, man, it'd be really nice if we could rewatch the cinematics. And there we go. It's pretty cool. Added a preview in field button in the customization UI. Now you can preview the appearance and paint colors with the actual fields as the background. That is going to be very nice because I know a lot of people were talking about how the colors you see in the customization, when you actually load them in, they are just horrible, or they're not the colors you were looking for. So looks like they are looking into getting that better, which is nice. Okay, for the shop, you can buy products listed below in the shop. So basically, I think it was last week, was when the bundles there's a timer set to them and the timers were gone. And so it looks like they've reinstated these bundles here, which is pretty cool. Pretty nice of them. So if you were looking for an Ultimate Glay bundle with the leaves turning and all that, you can still get that. It's not like a limited time, which is nice. The back attachment spawn included with the premium Descendant bundles is exclusive to corresponding Ultimate Descendant, cannot be used by other Descendants. Okay, interesting. Okay, because I've seen that happen where, so Glay has a one where she comes in with leaves and all that, and then I saw that with Ajax. They removed that ability from that, so it's if you got the Ultimate bundle, you're going to have a unique one. So interesting. We'll see how the community takes that. Bug fixes, content improvements, fix an issue. We cannot acquire a mission objective when monsters die before exiting the dimensional gate. Descendants fix an issue with the field of view could be locked when changing weapons. When using Bunny's speed of light, fix an issue with certain effects of bunnies would not be displayed on Descendant list animation screen. Fix an issue with using Haley's Zenith skill, which is her sniper, on an unstable network connection could cause an incorrect field of view when shooting when aiming after ends of the skill. Ajax body enhancement skill could cause the void energy UI to display the effects of only one segment instead of being full. And then Cold Snap from VS, aggressive melody from Luna, Lepic, power unit skill mode description. So just more quality of life changes, fixing bugs that were happening and all that. Weapon modules, executors, executor exaltation effect no longer activates when attacking enemies that are immune to the effects or hitting environment objectives and intercept battles. Fix an issue of wave of light where the effects of solar halo remains when changing weapons. Yeah, I saw that a few times. The effect of leech module is now properly applied per cooldown when attacking enemies with Guardian Lancer King. Okay. Nice. Fix an issue with acquiring pop-up for tracked core materials and access info. Closes when you place the cursor over it. Interesting. Yeah, so just more UI fixes, which is nice. Miscellaneous, change the barricade height of all outposts to 4 meters or higher. Yeah, because I remember there were some outposts that had like, it's sort of like a stair step situation. But it looks like we'll have to check some of those outposts out and see. Fix an issue leaving the map in the air in the fortress defense line. Fix an issue with attacking classes when they appear would not increase the frenzy gauge. Okay. And here's a director's additional comment. Hello Descendants, this is the director of the first Descendant. Today we prepared the dev note of volume 14 along with the hotfix changes to tell you about the upcoming October 10th update. Be sure to check that out to preview. They'll be arrive on October 10th. The Frayne has encrypted vault shop has been also begun, so accomplish missions, use the points you collected to unlock crypted vaults and get the rewards you want. So go to the event page. Thank you. So yeah, more quality of life changes for this hotfix here. Some looks like consoles got some love, which is nice. And then just more quality of life for these this hotfix one. And SMO, Kyle, and Freyna got some reworks and fixes, which I'm happy for. But the main one I am looking forward to is these public operations. So after we read and all that, if anyone wants to run with me for invasions just to test these out, we'll definitely be out. So thanks for watching the Hotfix 1.1.3. We're going to move on to the next section.